What's happening, people? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's good, guys? What's happening? What'd you guys say to Bitcoin? Moscow in the house, yeah? Wicked. Tennessee. Price action been confusing. They've been ranging, man. They've been chilling. They've been kicking back. That's what they've been doing. Gas, what's happening, bro? Who we got in the room, man? Who we got in the room? Pancho, what's good, bro? Greg, Luke Sky Vapor, what's happening? Crypto Magpie, what's good? Sack Trays, what's happening? PC Shed, I know you're in the background, my friend. Recovering Moonboy, Bella B, what's good? The Death Cross on the Daily. Oh, that one. One of them ones. Scorpio, what's good? Okay, well, we'll get to that in a sec, man, actually. We'll get to the idea of the Death Cross. You know, because it's quite funny how... I ain't going to get into it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Traders Reality, guys. It's Sunday. We're bringing in the ranges. We're going to establish the psychological levels. And we're going to focus on the key zones that need to be looked at coming into the start of the week. Okay, so if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you can catch up with us at the start of the next week when we do 2 streams a day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The busiest days in the crypto market where 90% of the moves happen. Those are the times that we like to focus. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's roll with the flavor. Here we go. Okay then, cool. Let me just kill the music off right here. Turn it down. So no interruptions. Okay then. Here we go. In front of you, ladies and gentlemen, you can see Bitcoin. Quite an interesting price action that they've given us over this weekend. We have seen quite... I mean, look at it like this, okay? From a snapshot, just looking at it in one instance, you can see what they're doing, all right? You can see that they're spiking the highs. People are committing liquidity in this zone. All right. Every green vector candle that you are seeing is coming up and then failing to follow through. The next candle doesn't allow it to continue and then they pull it straight back. Okay. Now in this live tonight, my goal is to try and help you understand what zones you want to be paying attention to. Now this is going to be, I'm going to try and cover as many time frames as possible so that I can cater for as many people as possible, because I know there's holders in this. I know there are swing traders and I know there are scalpers, okay? So the first thing that you need to establish is what kind of trader you are. Because if you can't establish what type of trader you are going to have the option of taking scalp swing trades and then being a holder. You can be a position trader as well, in the sense where you'll open a position and it will be to the upside or to the downside, and you'll keep on playing that game over the longer term. All right. Now I'm talking like several months. That's what position traders are, like work off the weekly and the monthly. Okay. But I'm going to start off with the 1 hour time frame and establish what is going on right now. So the first thing that we want to pay attention to, all right, is these two zones right here, the 42,280 and the 41,362. All right. If we summarize, if we actually round these numbers off, the 42,280, okay, was last week's psychological high. Okay. And 41,362 is last week's psychological low. Now, as you can see, we have got a new psychological high right here. So let me get rid of this. New psychological high right there and a new psychological low. Okay. Now, the importance of these ranges is the market maker is going to work his spread and set up his positions. Okay. Now, what we want to try and establish is what is the likelihood of Bitcoin going down lower? Well, we can see that there's liquidity for them to take. Okay. You got this green vector candle right here. And then, of course, you've got this big wick down here. Now, in order for us to understand exactly if there is true liquidity in those ranges, we bring over the book map just to understand where we are, okay? So if we actually zoom out on the book map, you can see that we have got a fair distribution of liquidity between the 43,200 and the 42,500 zone. But there's not that much Bitcoin. Look, there's 103 there, 72, 95. There's not that much. I'm looking for areas where there is a lot of Bitcoin present, okay? And as you can see, as we scroll down, there's now 122 Bitcoin at 42, 112 below it, 227 at 40,000, and 38,000 at 38,000 we got 296, and then 500 at 36,000, and 424 at 30,000. Now, just because we can see all of these orders here, does it mean price is going to completely annihilate the range and take all of that liquidity? Not necessarily. Because remember, as I always said, the book map is all about the auction between the limit buys and the limit sells. When will the limit buys get triggered and when will the limit sells get triggered? And it's the battle between those two zones. Okay? Now, this is what we want to see, okay? Let's go back to price action. We understand that wicks tend to be something that they always like to come back to, okay? Everyone's like, oh, Tino, it's gone up. Oh, no, it's gone down. Okay, pattern failed, this and that. You know what? Nothing has happened. Now, for a day trader, it's different. Day traders can exploit this sort of play. From a lower time frame perspective, you could see that we've got ourselves what we understand to be a head and shoulders play, or what we would like to know as an M formation, or some of you may be aware it's a multi-session M, where we've got already the M formation over here, and we see price dropping, and it's come back up on the bigger scale, okay? So the principle would say that this M formation right here, if there's going to be a cyclical move in this area, this would be the level 1 retrace, come back up towards the previous pool of liquidity right here, and then come away from the range. Now, when we actually look at it closely, what do you think the market maker is trying to do in this range? Is he trying to build shorts or is he trying to build longs? So this is what we need to do. We need to highlight the key notable areas. This is what we do all the time, ladies and gentlemen. Key 43,000. Okay, we'll work off 43,000 for the time being. All right. Are we seeing more pushes to the upside and sharp reversals back down? Or are we seeing more pushes to the downsides with sharp reversals back up? What is it that you think they're trying to do? Yeah? This is what it is. This is what we're trying to establish. These wicks right here, I don't like them. And this pool of liquidity, although it's close by, they had the chance to come down to it, but they haven't taken it. Are they finished with building shorts above the key 43 zone? Now, what do we need to see for Bitcoin to move higher? Ladies and gentlemen, the 200, the 50, the 5, and the 13 are flat. There is no definitive direction just yet. What are we waiting for? Simple. If price is going to move away from this range and move to the upside, okay? The first thing that we need to establish is if the move does happen and they move higher, wait for a retrace. Because when the retrace happens, the 50 EMA and the 5 and the 13 will expand to the upside. All right? So in order to prove that that expansion has got momentum behind it, the retrace will send price back down, and the impression that they gave by coming away from this zone will continue from this point. So this would be the 50 EMA. So then from that point, you would then be looking to move higher. That would mean they would come back towards this previous pool of liquidity. Now, if you watch the previous streams before, we were expecting them to come up and make a third hit up here. All right? Because we've got the 1, we've got the main one here, 2, and then we've got the third one up here. But it seems that this point right here is the zone that they are likely to try and trade away from if they can't come back up to it. For any of the pattern watchers that know, that's a FTD trade right there, where they make an attempt towards the upside, but then they pull it straight back down again. Nice little short play from there. But now they've kept it back in the range. Now, tomorrow is False Move Monday. We know Monday's all about false moves, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Listen, if you are new to the stream and you want to get access to these indicators, pinned to the top of the chat is the link to the website to download it free of charge. It just shows you how to get access to it. And all it does, each link takes you back into TradingView. Make sure that you like the indicator, favorite it so that you've got it in your indicators watch list. And there's a playlist in the channel called Understanding the Hybrid. And you're able to watch a few videos on the concepts that we discuss every time we stream. Okay? So check that out for yourselves. and make your way over to the streams and you can learn from there. Okay, then cool. So again, in order to work out what Bitcoin's going to do next, we've got no volatility. I don't care about what is being said about Bitcoin, halving, who's buying, whatever. The only information that I need to go by is the chart because it's the result of what people are trying to do. Right now, Bitcoin is at 42,934. Who cares about price? Now, listen, some guys come to me and they say to me, yeah, but I care about price, Tino. I care about price, Tino. Okay, if you care about price, fine. I understand that. But you have to see it from my point of view. Price has never, ever, okay, been a key factor in my trading. Why? Because I know that pricing is what they use to psychologically affect people's commitment. People say Bitcoin will never go below 50K. It will never go below 50K. We're at 42,000 now. All right. Bitcoin will never go below 40K. It will never go. Well, earlier we went as close as, where were we? We went all the way down to 39K. People use these price points to solidify their bias about Bitcoin. All you know is right now, people are buying Bitcoin for $42,930. That's all you have. And that's all you need to make your decisions on. All right. My goal is to try and share the idea behind looking for momentum, movement. Okay. That's all I care about. Because when you do open a trade, ladies and gentlemen, you want to know that if you entered at this point, you're going to close your long at this point. Does it matter what price is? As long as it's as far away as possible from your entry, you care that if your entry is here for long and you close it up here, it's a happy day. Happy day for a nice trade to the upside. Done. Guess what? What about when it comes back down? You're getting short from this zone and it comes all the way back down here. Happy days. Do you care what price is now? No. The only thing you care about is the fact how much money you made from this point to this point and from this point to this point. The people that follow the idea of what Bitcoin should be valued at, okay, are fundamentalists. These are the people that would like a certain scenario to be, to play out in the future. Well, I've got no time to be worrying about the future. I have to worry about what Bitcoin's doing right now because I'm getting ready to make a trade right now. That's what the average trader should be thinking. It's the first thing you need to establish, Now, I've checked into something which I'm going to share with you. I've just had a look at it and it's caught my attention. I'm going to study a little bit more about it so that I can understand what I'm reading, okay? But I've got high block capital here, okay? Now, high block capital is, it's like the glass node, but it provides different bits of information, all right? Now, in front of you, you can see all of the liquidation points that have appeared in Bitcoin on Binance, all right? Now, if we look at the key below, you can see you've got price action right there. You've got longs, the leverage positions that are long 50, 25x long, and then longs that have been liquidated with 50x, longs liquidated at 25x, short liquidations at 100x, short 50, you get the idea, okay? And what I'm trying to do with this is try and establish, right, if the basis of orders that are coming in. So for example, this orange ball right here shows that there was $294 million worth of orders placed long in Bitcoin in this area, okay? Which solidifies the concept behind the hybrid system. You can see you've got some more orders up there, 131 million. And then you've got this area, 62 million. And then you see the stop hunt rise, 100 million. All right. Now, we understand that the business model is when someone is buying, someone is selling. That's the only way that you can buy. All right. Now, this is on Bitcoin Binance futures. OK. So when we were, if you go back and watch the streams back on the 13th, it was, yes, when everyone was expecting Bitcoin to move higher, this is where all the liquidity was coming and the market maker was building his shorts because you can only buy when someone sells to you. Because where are you going to get your liquidity from when you're in profit? And this shows you the amount of orders that were coming in. So it's principally like the book map. okay? But it just gives you a little bit of a snapshot of what there is. Now you can see how many people are going long and how many people are going short. And then you can see how they attacked that range and completely annihilated all those longs in that range, which would lead to all the shorts and all the longs that were getting liquidated. Now, as it stands right now, you can see that we have got 60 million in longs in this area. You've got 40 there, 46, 57, and only recently over the weekend we had 72 million, and right now we are waiting effectively for more orders to come into the marketplace. All right, this area down here is where all the shorts are coming in, so longs getting liquidated. So you can see longs are being liquidated here. All right, and there's not really that many shorts being opened. Okay, now come tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, in the market, price may even, or from now until tomorrow, price may still come back up, all right? Because they want to try and commit as many people long as possible, okay? So that they can then reverse it, because they've already done it here. You've got the big green vector there. You've got the vector right here. You've got this big wick right here. You've got this wick down here. And you've got this wick. And then, of course, you've got the main wick down here as well. When is the question? You see, Bitcoin can go up as much as this zone right here. It can even go all the way up towards the 800 EMA before it decides to come down. As I said to you before, until Bitcoin goes above the 800 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, which is the 200 EMA on the 4 hourly, I'm only looking at shorts to the downside. That's all I care about. Because it's not giving me a reason to go long. The 50 hasn't crossed over the 800. The 200 hasn't crossed over the 800. The 5 and the 13 are flat. There's nothing for me right now other than to be preparing for shorts. So any big move to the upside usually is going to falter and drop back down again if it's consistent with their intention to go lower. My goal, ladies and gentlemen, isn't to tell you when to enter or when to exit. I want you to understand what's going on, because then you'll be able to make that decision for yourself. Because that's why you're trading, isn't it? You know, the idea of what trading is what has brought you to this game. Don't trade because it's fashionable. Nah. Trade because you want to learn the game. Because the money is the result of this game. You know? Anyways, let's have a look at Ethereum. See what's going on there. Now, this is what's got my attention with Ethereum. Okay. This time last year, when I first started the stream, I focused on Ethereum because she seemed to move better than Bitcoin. And there was a time when Ethereum would be moving more to the upside and Bitcoin was stalling hard. It wouldn't go nowhere. And it got to a point where I just would not stream Bitcoin. And people were always talking to me and saying, yo, Tino, why don't you talk about Bitcoin? Why don't you talk about Bitcoin? I was like, look, because Bitcoin ain't moving. I hope that we are in that disparity and that the altcoins now take precedence and then they make their run. I'm hoping that, you know, cryptocurrency comes away from the idea of when Bitcoin goes up, everything goes up. When Bitcoin drops, everything drops. It is the largest coin. It has the most people trading it, okay? So sentiment would say that if more people are shorting Bitcoin, then other people are probably going to be shorting elsewhere, all right? But I'm hoping that we come to a point where Bitcoin and Ethereum are completely separate and you know, Ethereum is to its own. Like, for example, FTM. Look at Phantom. All right? Phantom, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for this sort of play with Ethereum and Bitcoin to just be stalling. That's what I want. Okay? This beautiful play by Phantom, you can see that we've got a W formation right here. Rise up level 1. Okay? Rise up. Okay. Now, if this move is going to be sustainable, all right, we'll see a little bit of a retrace and then continuation to the upside to take out $3, maybe $4 in the zone. Okay. If we look at how much Phantom has been trading, Phantom is in essence getting ready to take out an all-time high. That's correct. Yeah. It's looking towards an all-time high. There is no reason why Phantom can't reach $4. But what we got to be aware of is these previous wicks right here. So we could expect them to retrace a little bit from this zone. All right. What have we got here? Tina, what are the biggest habits that helped you in your consistency? getting good at losing little. That's what changed for me. Because I was really good at losing a lot. All right? And they throw this thing about, you know, always try and focus on your losses. Don't focus as much on your wins because it's your losses that are keeping you out of the game. I understood that. But then I thought to myself, why am I so good at losing a lot of money? I thought, okay, let me switch it up a little bit. Let me try and focus on being good at losing a little bit of money. And then when I realized I wanted to just cut all my losses straight away, I started to get good at that. And then when my trades would play out in my favor, every loss that I had was covered within the first 15 minutes of placing a trade on the win. So I was cool. That's when that changed for me. But you know what? I lost a lot, man. I'm telling you, I lost cheese, man. I'm telling you, learning this game, I lost a lot. And it was my persistence to keep at it because I knew that it wasn't the market. It was not the market. It was me. 100% me. And then I realized why so many other people lose, because we're all doing the same thing. And it's all about whether you decide to make the commitment and say, what is it that I'm doing wrong that's making me make the wrong decisions and costing me money? And then the rest is history. You know? That's how it is. This is it. Risk to reward. And that's what it is. It is risk to reward. At the end of the day, you're putting your money in this chart. Look at this chart. Look at the liquidations. Yeah? Sad days. These are people's money. You come into these exchanges with the luxury of having leverage. You don't need that much money to trade. Nah, you don't need that much. Don't worry about it. Just put $100, 125x, happy days. Your $100 goes in like 20 minutes. Guess what? It was only $100. I'll do it again. And before you know it, you keep on pumping it, and you end up putting nearly $1,000, $2,000. Where's that money gone? You know, because it's only $100. Your money's coming in here. Your money's getting eaten up in here. All these orders right here. That's what trading's about. Trading's about money that's going from the patient to the from the impatient to the patient. Done. That's the name of trading. Let's have a look at some altcoins right here. All right, so what is it that I like to do? I don't really like to focus on coins that are winning. I want to focus on coins that are pulling back, because those same coins are the ones that are actually probably getting ready to make another move higher. So we look at the coins that are pulled back. So let's have a look. Cadena, $9. She's pulled back. This is on the daily time frame. We'll just drop on the 1 hour time frame to catch some momentum, see what we've got. All right, so Cadena seems like she's looking to form a nice W formation if this range can hold. All right, so this is how you take advantage of certain plays if they are going to hold. Now, principally, if Cadena can hold this zone, all right, she'll be coming away from this area and shifting out of the zone and coming up towards the first point of resistance, well, after the 200, but it'll be coming up towards the 800 EMA. Once it gets to that point, we will naturally see a retrace because they would have recovered the previous pool of liquidity right here. And then we will know where we stand with Cadena, because after they come away from the W formation, the first thing we look for is the retrace continuation to the upside. That's what we're looking for. It's this zone right here that we look for when we see and when we're looking to trade W formations. OMG, nice move away. Look, this coin is trading down 3.5%, but you can see bright as day that they're moving away from this range. If we look at it on the higher time frames, you can see you got a big W formation right here. All right. So that's something that you can put in your charts and your watch list to keep an eye out. All right. Because if you go over here and look at SLP, you'll be saying to yourself, oh man, look at SLP. It's rising. It's rising. Now, usually, all right, when you see these coins that are moving out so strongly, people tend to get FOMO and want to jump in. And then they end up being involved in the retrace back down. Because tomorrow, if SLP doesn't maintain this, SLP is going to be the coin that's trading negatively. But then you would be coming to the chart and saying, okay, I'm expecting a rise, which is got what they've done. The retrace. Now, is this move going to be valid? It will bounce away, continuation to the upside, and you'll be getting ready to enter in these ranges right here if the liquidity is present and the momentum is there as well. Okay, just you see what I'm saying? Carver, this coin is just beastie, I'm telling you, man. Look at the strength of this coin. A W formation on the 50 EMA. That does carry strength, but there is a lot of movement to the upside with Carver. We are expecting a retrace from this because Carver has this habit of doing this. Look, pulls back up, drop, up and down, up and down. It's zigzag-like behavior. So be careful when you're trading a coin like this. Ideally, you just want it to ride the 50 EMA and moving slowly to the upside like so. This behavior right here, you want to be careful of. Because look, every move away from the 50 EMA, there's deviations away from the 50 and they come back straight to it. It respects the 50 EMA reversion. That's what it does. Do you see that? Look at this. There's the gap right there. If you missed out on the move to the upside, no, they're going to bring it back because they've got the habit of doing so. All right? And that's not just because they got the habit of doing so. That's because, you know, market makers have quantitative strategies like mean reversion and machine learning. I've spoken about this in the previous streams anyway. All right. Let's have a look at Mana. See, Mana's done that nice big move out. Happy days. Rejection at the 800 EMA. All right. It's got a habit of going back to the 800 and pulling straight away from it. So be mindful about this. All right. Just look at it. Always go back in time and say, what does it do at the 800 EMA? And I've always said it, always be mindful of coins that go straight and aggressively towards moving averages that are out of the norm. The 800 EMA is out of the norm because price was all the way down here, 50 EMAs flat, 200 EMAs flat, and then all of a sudden they shift out of the zone and go towards that 800 EMA. So be mindful of this, expecting a retrace back down to test and then continuation to the upside. The retrace might even be small as well. And they're actually probably getting ready to set up right now. Look, you can see that they've come down towards the 5 and the 13 EMA and held above that range. All right. So keep an eye out on Mana as well. Okay, cool. What have we got here? XRP. Let's have a look at XRP from my guy, George. XRP, here we go. All right, so XRP, same as Bitcoin, man. Look at this terrible range that they're trading within. Absolutely terrible, but the psychological ranges are quite tight as well, which has got my attention. So any bold move away from this range, it's more likely going to be a stop hunt. But then once the stop hunt happens, it's the retrace that's going to tell you if it's going to continue. The only reason why I bang on about these retraces, ladies and gentlemen, because it's the basis of the way price moves. Just go back in the charts and look at all the retraces. Rise up, retrace, continuation to the upside. All right? Rise, retrace, continuation up. Doesn't last long. All right? Drop, retrace, continuation to the downside. Now we've got this area right here with XRP. 50 EMA flat, 200 flat. There's nothing happening with the big three, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and XRP. Sand looks like it's doing this. Look at that. It's exactly the same thing. Sand sat there doing nothing. Let's have a look at Solana. Solana seems to be holding pretty well, coming away with that pattern. We've got a nice W formation in this range. Rise, level 1, retrace. Now we're waiting for Solana to lock. So level 2 in Solana could be established above the key 800 EMA, where we will know if they're going to continue higher from that point. Okay. Algo, where is it? I had Algo not long ago. There we go. Again, Algo, same behavior as Solana. We've got the liquidity up here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, don't make the mistake of thinking that because the liquidity is there that they're going to go back to it straight away. They're building. Okay. We need to come away from the 800 to know that we are going to break higher from this point. That's all you're looking for, guys. You're looking for momentum. Forget price. If you're a holder, fine. You can focus on price. Why? Because if you brought at 170, all right, now you can get in cheaper at 140. All right? That's the only time when I would be considering focusing on price. Because if I just, as a holder, look at price and I see Algo's trading at $1.40, and then a couple of weeks pass by and it's now trading at $1.34. I say to myself, man, they seem to be holding that range. I'm going to load up in that area. You know, that's my logic. Because back in the day, Nicholas Davers, Jesse Livermore, all the top traders over the past 100 years, they didn't have trading view, bro. They didn't have candlesticks. They drew the candlesticks. They had the ticker. They just had price being drawn on blackboards. That's how they used to do it. They didn't have the luxuries that we have now. And they smashed it as well. VET. Let's have a look at VET. See, every altcoin is doing pretty much the same behavior. Let me flick through every single altcoin. They're all stacked, which leads me over to this watch list. The totals. So the totals right here, as you can see, this is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency across the board. You can see what they're doing. They're basing at the 200 and the 50 EMA. That's what's happening right now. Same price action. We've got nothing yet until they decide to make a move. Any move that they do from now may be a false move. To solidify the truth to the upside, as I've said to you, we would need to break above the 800 EMA, which is $2.16 trillion. All right? It's still the same money. That's the thing. There's no new money coming into crypto. New money in crypto will happen when it comes up towards the all-time high of $3 trillion. That's when the new money comes in. Right now, price action is trying to get people to commit the previous money that was in the charts right here to step back in right now to encourage the new money to step in at 3 trillion. Look at the totals chart 3. These are the altcoins. Sharp bounce by the altcoins coming up towards these previous pools of liquidity. Right now, the coins that are trading at and around the 800 EMA. So this is how you can help yourself to find altcoins out there. Come to the totals chart with the exception of Bitcoin and Ethereum and look for altcoins that are trading in and around the 800 EMA. Mark off what they're doing in terms of price action and see if they're going to try and break away from this range. The altcoins that are trading above the 800 EMA, keep a sharp eye on because it's clear that they've got the momentum in them. All right. So if you're trying to work out what coins to trade, this would be a good starting point. All right. Cool. How do I get the green and red blocks I have on the signal? That is in also on the website as well, but you can get access to that in the Discord. The Discord's free of charge. So, you know, make your way over to the Discord and we can have a conversation over there. All right. Cool. Right. Psychological levels, ladies and gentlemen. All right. These psychological levels that I'm going to give you right now are based off the MT4 platform. And these, I know there are guys that trade off this platform. So I'm going to take into consideration the psychological ranges for them. And we will discuss in a few moments what those levels are. So if you are new to the channel, the psychological range is the first high and the first low that is established at the start of a new trading week. Now, over the past few streams, you can see the power and the importance of these ranges because the market maker is setting up price for where he's going to be trading from for the rest of the week. All right. So in this zone right now, we are working out if they are favoring shorts or are they favoring longs because price action is flat across the board. OK, we're waiting for them to actually initiate a false move and then reveal the true direction. OK, so firstly, get a trend line. If you've got MT4 or you don't, again, everything you need is on the website or in the description of the video and it's free to download. Get a trend line, mark it off. 43,412 is the psychological high. Get a trend line, mark it off on your charts and leave it there for the rest of the week. Do not remove that line. Do it again and pull up the psychological low, which is the 42,849. That's the psychological low. Do it, get a trend line, mark it off and leave it there for the rest of the week. Okay? That is Bitcoin's psychological range. Okay? Let's do Ethereum. Ethereum psychological range. It's a little bit wider than Bitcoin. So the psychological high is 3,346. And the psychological low is 3,295. Mark that off with your for Ethereum and do that on your charts. BNB. BNB, man, always gapping up, always gaps up, and they always fill the gap as well. Every single week they gap up with BNB. Take the high, which is $499.11. That's the psychological high. And the psychological low is $479.11. Okay, so mark that off. And finally, our lovely XRP. We have got, where we at? Here we go. 77 cents for XRP is the psychological high. And of course, 0.76 psychological low. Don't worry if you've missed those figures. I'm going to put them in the community post on the channel and you can just make your way into the Discord and just type psychological levels in the main trading chat and you'll be getting access to them. No problem right there. Okay. So Bitcoin, like this behavior is stuck in the 43 zone. Okay. A lot of people are saying Bitcoin going up, Bitcoin going down. Everyone's calling some crazy numbers for Bitcoin, like 10K, 20K. Listen, Bitcoin will go where the liquidity is at. That's all there is to it. You know? Bitcoin's going to go to where the liquidity is at. Where's the liquidity? Well, visually, we can see there's liquidity right here. So that's 42,135, 42,617. Book map. What are you saying? Let's have a look. Let's dive closer and closer and closer into the book map. Where are the orders being situated so that we can understand? So we've got a lot of liquidity at 42,700, 106 Bitcoin, 98 and 60. All right. That's where some liquidity is at. Had a few cancelled orders right here. Cancelled orders, sorry. And some more cancelled orders right here. The idea is that in this range alone, okay, if they move price down lower, the orders that got cancelled here are likely to come and return so that they can keep price from this range and move away from the zone and move higher. Okay. Likewise, if they come up towards this point, the limit sales will be triggered to stop price from going higher. Each of these bubbles right here are deltas. Now, we understand the delta. I've talked about my opinion on delta in exo charts, where we understand it as the pressure of price or buyers is coming in. But then usually what you see happening is the liquidation points for those buyers who are coming in always end up getting taken. All right? So that's what it is. XRP low for the week was 77 and 76. Yeah. It's the same, isn't it? Charlie, don't worry about being late. This program is Bookmap. Check it out on Google, bookmap.com. Happy days. Oh, yes. Bank holiday in the US, is it? No. Listen, if people are asking about their investments and what to do with them, they shouldn't be in the game of investments. If you have no idea about where to put your money, why are you asking anyone else? We're here to talk about price action. We're here to talk about what we can exploit in the charts. You know, you should always have an idea of what you're going to do with your money. And you can never find a sure, safe, fireproof way of investment. There's nothing guaranteed. And you've got to be okay with that when it comes to trading, especially. You know? Let's have a look at ADA, because I know some of my guys like ADA. ADA USD. Let's have a look. Cardano. See, Cardano's having its nice time, man. Nice move to the upside. I don't trust Cardano, man. I don't trust the way it trades. Because you can have a nice little movement to the upside, which is what we've got right here. And then all of a sudden, it just ends up going flat and does nothing or just bleeds to the downside. All right? So look, again, back above the 800 EMA, stop hunt rise, collapse price down. Are they doing the same thing here? Are they marking it up? Because remember, the faster they come away from a range, the more likely that they are getting ready to set traders up. They are preparing traders for, in essence, a trap. Because as I said to you before, guys, this game is about getting money committed. What do you think this chart is? Sorry if that's blown your eyes out. This is all about attacking liquidity. Look, all this money that was here that came in last week. Bang, they came down and ripped all those liquidation points. Now they're doing the same thing, but price is actually lower. People are feeling a little bit scared. Not many longs are coming in. Not many shorts are coming in. People are feeling like, okay, well, you know, what's going to happen next? But then price is going to do something to encourage them to step in, because then the fear of missing out is going to get triggered. They'll be like, oh my God, I've missed out on Bitcoin. It's just moved from 43,000 to 44,000. We're going to 100K. Wow. It rises at $1,000 and Bitcoin's going to 100K. Bro, where's your brain? You know, that's how you know that people coming into the crypto space are only coming because they need that fix. It's exciting, isn't it? You hear about so many people, you know, they buy a coin for like 0.004 cents and then it ends up flying up to like $30. Bang. You know, people are like, well, why can't I find a coin like that? And then they come to this game and they're forever buying mad coins because in their mind, they're hoping for the best. That's the sad truth. You know, how do you spot a slow move versus a fast move? I'll show you right now. A classic example of that would be FTM right here. Here we go. So if you look at this, FTM, has made a move, a slow move to the upside. All right? Nice slow move. And then they've stabilized in this range right here. And then they've done exactly the same again. Retrace and then continued back up. What you want to be aware of is the fast, bold moves where they make and shift price higher. Okay, so just look at this. From this nice, slow, progressive move to the upside, you notice that you get these two big pushes up. All right? Those are the final candles that are trapping traders because they've got the liquidity in this area that they want to come back to. So then they hit the range as fast as they can. Yeah? And then look how it comes all the way down to the 800. They'd literally attacked that pool of liquidity right there, the blue vector candle. They came back to it because they came back to the previous zone that they triggered enough interest from traders across the world to get committed. And look at where they bounced from. They bounced from that zone. Now, that's what people are trying to make sense of with Bitcoin. People are saying that what happened with Bitcoin back in September 2021, they're hoping that that's going to be the case right here with Bitcoin. Yeah? And I mean by this, go back on the daily, this area right here. But when we look at this area, we can see, yeah, there's big candlesticks to the upside, but where was the bigger move? Where did the bigger investment come from? Right here. That's the thing. Don't ever assume that they can never come back to a zone in the chart because you will never know if they will or they won't. The game is speculation. We are professional guessers. That's what we are. Every single one of you people come into the chart. You start your trading day. Price is going to go up or down. It's 50-50. Those are your odds. But why do 95% of people lose? I'll tell you why 95% of people lose. Because the people that play this game, they play with emotions attached to the charts. Moon boy. To the moon. When Lambo. Like, man, you're killing your chances of success in this game if you've got that mindset. You know, don't get me wrong. It is funny. You know, we can have a laugh and a joke about it. Yo, when Lambo and what have you. But you've already come to the game hyped. And you're going to leave the game not so hyped. The question is how long do you decide to stay in that hype and start focusing on really trying to exploit this game? Because it's a business model. That's all it is. The game is a business model. Moving money from the impatient to the patient. Finished. Liquidity providers so kind enough to give us the opportunity to trade. They don't care. All they need is you to buy. And you got all these marketing campaigns across the whole world. Buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. Download, download, download. In London alone, there was over 40,000 cryptocurrency ads. They're pushing the agenda to trade it. Because that's what's going to happen. People are going to buy Bitcoin or buy crypto. Then they're going to come to trading because they can see they're missing out on the excitement. Then they're going to go back to just buying it and holding it. Either way, the exchange wins. You know? That's what it is. Hey, Moonboy man, want to get rich quick scheme with no research and putting in zero work. Buddha Trader, over and over, all we hear is the same thing every day. Yes. So that means you have a problem with repeating the same process in making money. You're probably the only person that I know that doesn't want to make money. If you have a problem hearing the same thing over and over again, that's designed to help you make money. I have no problem. Do you have a problem with making £1 million on repeat? I don't. You probably do. You need excitement. You might not last in this game. You see? That's how it is. Gonna go love Rodney in the room, yeah? Cool. CRV. Let's have a look at CRV. Cool. All right, and again, same thing. Quite bizarre curve is right now. It's bold behavior like Carver, I think it is. Carver's exactly the same. Actually, I have to look at Luna. All right, Luna seems to be doing pretty... Oh, this is on the daily, that's why. Okay. Luna's come away from the range. Here's another example of it. Here we go. Here we go. Slow trend, true trend. There it is. Nice. Progressive move up. Retrace. Continuation. Tap the 50. Move away from the range. Looking like it wants to come back towards... I think Luna will come back up towards $103 only if it doesn't struggle around the $95 mark, $94, $95 mark. because that's where it last dropped from, you know? So when it gets towards that $94 mark, what you need to be aware of is that they don't move up to that point and break out with aggression, because it'll be a stop hunt. You want it to come away from that zone nicely to the upside, you know? J-Red, thank you very much, bro. Let me have a look at 1 inch. Let's have a look at 1 inch. Where's 1 inch? Here we go. Cool. Okay, 1 inch. All right, this is what I want Bitcoin to do. If Bitcoin can come up like this towards the 800 EMA, happy days. Because then the 50 would have crossed the 200, and now all we're waiting for is the 800 to cross down into the 50 and the 200. Why? Because there's momentum in the 50 and the 200. Yeah? Again, take the clock. If the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA are pointing towards 1 and 2 o'clock, momentum is to the upside. So that's the first thing you need to establish. Where's the momentum? If it's pointing towards the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, it means momentum is to the downside. And if you haven't got a direction and price on the moving averages are flat going across to 3 o'clock, you need to wait for a time zone, in essence, for price to make its movement. That's exactly where we are right now with Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is flat. Moving averages flat. There's no direction just yet. Don't get hyped up. It looks like they're building the shorts. Building, spiking, coming down, spiking, coming down. Longs are committed. They are getting longs to commit in this range. A lot of guys are saying to me about the Wyckoff method. Tino, this is the Wyckoff method. Bitcoin's going to explode. Fine. If it moves, it moves. Give me the proof. Let me see it happen. You know, Bitcoin, all it needs to do for me is just come up to this range, take back this pool of liquidity, retrace, and it's at this point right here where the 50 EMA is going to match up. Done. How many times have you heard me talk about this? Because this is all we have. This is all we look for. You don't care about how to make the money if you're talking about the same thing. You're just waiting for it to happen again. Because human behavior doesn't change. You know? That's all it is. Fear and greed. That's all we're looking for. We're looking for people who are greedy up here so we can set up shorts. And we're looking for people who are fearful down here so we can get our longs in. Hi, Tia, can you please look at EMB? What's EMB? EMB crypto overline. Yeah? Okay, let's have a look. Bro. I mean, bruv, what is that? That looks like an electrocardiogram. Looks like my heart rate. I mean, I can't make much out of this, bro, other than if you're brave enough to hold this. I mean, let me check it out on another exchange where it's got some, at least some Nah, man. EMB, what else is there? Let's look at that. No, not even that. So I can't help you there, bro. I can't make sense of that. I cannot make sense of that coin. It would have to be one of those situations where you're just zooming out. Too volatile. Not so much liquidity there, bro. Sorry, man. You know? So that's what it is. Thank you so much. I wanted to update you. I took your method, incorporated into grid trading bot, and turned a few $100s into 248K. There you go, TNN lights. Look at that. Look at that. Testament right there. Happy days. Well done to you, bro. Gala. Let's have a look at Gala. Okay. These coins right here. It's stabling out. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the nature of the game. Things are flat. Just be careful for tomorrow. Monday is notorious for false moves. Go back in time and pull off every single Monday. Here's a little test for you. Go back in time in the charts and pull up every Monday in the charts and look at what price does. You will either see a fake move to the upside and then it takes a direction to the downside, or you'll see a fake move to the downside and they'll take the move to the upside. Just pull up every Monday in the charts and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? What else have you got here? What you got for me here? Loop ring. Let's have a look at loop ring. LRC, USDT. Let's have a look. Here we go. What have you got here? Loop ring's taking a battering to the downside, to be honest with you. Just looking on the higher time frames itself, you can see that they're coming down towards... Oof. If they can hold the 200 EMA, then happy days. But there is a lot of liquidity for them to take back down at 50 cents. So you've got to be careful with loop ring. Yeah. Be careful. Tuesday, look, you don't have to wait for Tuesday, guys. You know, when I was trading, I would trade every single day of the week. But I found that Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, they are the busiest and the most liquid times to trade. Monday, false move. Friday, news day, run for profits, crazy price action. Don't want to get involved with that. I want surefire days to be making my trades from, and that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Can you wait until that day? That's the key thing. Let's have a look at Shiba for my guys who like to trade Shiba. Oh my days, complete bleed to the downside. All that hype with Shiba, and then it's come all the way back down again. They always come back to the vectors, man. They always bring them back. It's just a matter of time before they do so. Okay? Right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for passing through tonight. I don't want to keep you guys too much, but you can see price action is flat across the board. Be mindful of Monday false move week beginning. All right? Just be mindful of it. Wait until Tuesday because they are going to set up price. All right? They're going to set it up and the moves are going to happen in the middle of the week. Mad love and respect to every single one of you people. Be sure to subscribe and let's make our way over to the Discord and we can have a conversation there. Take care of yourselves, family. Pattern watchers, stay safe. Mad love to you all. See you in a bit, gang. Peace.